better than the CD sound.
Yes, but in terms
Right?
of
Analog to me sound, right,
yeah,
is better than digital.
right. As far as the preservation of recording was concerned over the years, vinyl did a better job of keeping a recording intact, right, than did CD, because the vinyl, although still perishable, it would last longer. It was more durable in terms of transporting it. Let me know what your experience was.
See what happened, right? It's the business run recording business.
Yes.
Okay? Record company was losing money from CD.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided to bring back the vinyl.
Okay.
Okay? Say in the 80s coming up to the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you to tell a man that that vinyl was coming back to take over the market, they would laugh you to death and run you out of the store and say you're crazy.
Uh-huh.
Right? Now there's a big insurgent of vinyl worldwide because vinyl now outsell CD,
Mm-hmm.
streaming, and download.
Right. Is it your feeling that to some extent the players in the industry, whether it be in North America, whether it be in Europe, United Kingdom, that would it be your feeling that it might be a grand conspiracy when they introduced all these other diversionary ways of preserving recording to come forward, and they are the same sets of people who bought out the old collection of vinyl? I can speak of what happened in Jamaica. I don't know of other other nationalities, but there was a big thrust in terms of buying out what they call vintage vinyl records, and they came with suitcases and the boxes that you mentioned that people would put out of the house, put on out for the garbage truck. This all of a sudden became very, very valuable in terms of preserving the vintage recordings out of Jamaica. So CDs and all other forms of recording came about, and now you're saying that the resurgence of vinyl took place from the 80s, latter part of the 80s to the 90s, and that it is coming back to dominate. Put it in perspective for me, please.
Well, I'm gonna repeat, right?
Yeah.
Recording company run by making profit.
Of course, every business.
Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they was losing money from the CD. So they decided to bring back the vinyl because the vinyl was harder to pirate, right? So the record company get together, right? And said, let's bring back vinyl.
Right.
So that's when the vinyl, they start promoting less CD and more vinyl on TV. Everything was vinyl and people said vinyl. A lot of kids, if you should, they take up a record, they don't know what it is in those days, you know? And you have to say, this is vinyl, this was the first thing you used to play records and used to get music from. So they start promoting the vinyl and the vinyl excel.
Right, and of course, I will also have to take you back to how to play the vinyl, because CD machine cannot play the vinyl. So you're going back to the needle.
Turntable.
Needle, which is a turntable. Right, so you're going to find a resurgence of that as well.
You're finding that now.
Right.
And if you have one of them whole turntable, like, you know, it's very expensive now because some of them stop make.
Mm-hmm. So don't worry, I mean, business people will find a way.
Well, you can get record player anyway now.
Okay, with the needle.
With the needle, yeah man, that is
Okay.
a way of life right now.
Interesting. So I guess that wave or that degree of enthusiasm will hit Jamaica at some point, but as at today, February 2026, most everybody is still caught up in that mode of preserving stuff on their phone. CD has been relegated somewhat by downloads, and all of that electronic preservation of recordings, right?
Yeah, but like I told you that right now,
So
vinyl outselling everything.
The wider market.
So you have to concentrate now on vinyl. If you use a record company now, right? You have to concentrate on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The newer songs them doesn't sell on vinyl.
Oh.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The song that sell on vinyl is from the 60s, it stop at the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're getting that authentic sound.
Right.
Now the sound, today's sound like 3 feet light. And they don't have that authentic sound like when you go inside the studio with a band. I was discussing with a guy, it was talking about beat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying there's a difference between beat and rhythm.
Yes.
And I tried to convince him the two different things. But as them new kids now, you can't tell them nothing, because I wouldn't say you can't tell them nothing. That is what they grow up on,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because things evolve, right?
Yes.
So I tell them that the difference with beat, you go on your computer and you put a couple sound together, and that is beat.
Mm-hmm.
But with rhythm, you take 4 or 6 musicians in the studio,
Yes.
and you work out the song, and you say the drummer, you play that, the bass man, you play that, the guitar man, you play that, and we come together and we make a rhythm.
Which has a feel.
That's a feel, yeah.
Mm-hmm. As against that mechanistic sound when you just develop a beat
And a beat,
and
yeah.
then insert little sounds around it.
Yeah, but what
So
goes
you're
around,
right.
comes around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, now they start getting back in the studio with musicians to play music, yeah.
So-
But
Mhm.
again,
Mhm.
the AI coming now, that's change everything again.
The advent of the return of vinyl is now coupling with the advent of the return of live music.
Yes.
Right. The question I want answered is the return of vinyl and the return of live music. Does it mean that it is going to push digital recording under, or will all entities contend? All of them will be a part of the marketplace? What is your understanding of the way forward?
Well, for a man in the
Musically.
recording business, what I see, right? You have vinyl buyer, and you got people who go and search for tune on the internet, right?
Yes.
And do download or streaming.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, and you have people who do both,
Right.
right? So, all things make money, but vinyl is leading.
Vinyl is leading. That is going to be a real awakening when that wave hits Jamaica, and especially young Jamaicans. Some of them don't even know the word vinyl.
Yeah, but
You know?
the problem in Jamaica is, right?
Mhm.
The people that who used to have pressing plant, they get rid of the pressing plant.
The pressing plants, of
Yeah,
course, yes.
They get rid of the
because
pressing plant.
yes,
So
I know that.
you don't have any pressing plant now.
What future is there for the pressing of vinyl in Jamaica? When they sold out the vintage vinyl recordings, they've sold out the machines, the analog machinery that would do those types of recordings. They've sold out the pressing plants that would be integral part of the manufacturing. So, with all of that surrounding the business as it pertains in Jamaica, with all of that fallout, how does Jamaica gain back its ground in terms of vinyl production?
That is a question that the Jamaican producers and the Jamaican record company got to answer. You know, I don't live in Jamaica. They got to answer that. If they can wake up and see the future and see where everything turning, it's too bad for them.
What would be your advice to them? I know you live in England and you transact most of your business because you're a businessman. Outside of being a powerful vintage recording artist, you're also a businessman at the stage of the game. What is your advice to the players in the local industry as far as the resurgence of vinyl is concerned? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, put their money together and try to get a pressing plant going.
And you say, pressing plant.
Yeah, more than one. You used to have more than one pressing plant in Jamaica.
Of course, you went through that, yes?
Yeah, but like it diminished now, right?
Mhm.
So you got to go back to the old time days and get in some pressing plant, because if there's pressing plant in Jamaica and Jamaican start press record back again, right? you see a lot of tourists and people who buy record over the years come back to Jamaica to buy record. But because they can't get any record press in Jamaica, they got to search for the old vinyl.
I see. Okay. So I want to agree with you a lot there in terms of the attraction, the tourism attraction aspect of it. And the reason I'm agreeing with you to this extent is that when the music evolved in the early days, Jamaica was not really that popular as a music. As a matter of fact, Jamaica, it's really since Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, since the tours,
you have people before
yes,
Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, right? Because that's all I hear about Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, right?
But let me qualify what I'm going on to say. That the brand, whether it be ska, rocksteady, Jamaican music, it is no longer obscure. It is a big brand.
$1 million business.
Back then, it was not there. So the fact that it is a much bigger brand now, then of course, as vinyl resurges, and you have so many recorders, people are recording from if you even have to run to get your stamper done somewhere, we have many movers and shakers as producers in the business. So there's going to be, as you can see, a greater demand.
Definitely, because there's a whole lot of things on tape right now that people would like to get, right? Even things that press over the years, you can find the masters, and if you find a copy of it, right, it's sell on the internet for a huge sum of money. Okay? That really helps slowing down the business.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people who buy record for that, like 5,000, 3,000 for a vinyl record, right? They just don't buy it for keep it.
It's a collector's item, but outside of that, you see a business, they have a business in view, you think?
Yes.
And they have been using them for business.
That's right.
Yes, I have no doubt that no less a person, the Brazilians themselves, because, they are architects, and some dimensions, some countries in Africa, they are manipulators, right, of that dimension of the business, where many of them do not really have any hand in the production aspect of it, but everybody, the bootlegging, let me just put it in one word, bootlegging has been a pervasive part of the music industry, and it's not confined to reggae, rocksteady, it's not just confined to Jamaican music.
All genre music.
Right? So, it's really a revolving scheme.
Sure. Yeah.
So, with the resurgence of vinyl, it is not going to be any less. It is not expected to be any less, the bootlegging. What do you see?
It don't take a poor man to do that, because it costs a lot of money to produce an album and a 45.
To manufacture, I would say.
To manufacture it, yeah,
because the production side of it.
Yeah, and again, right, the most important thing is marketing.
Go ahead.
And you don't make sense you pirate a record and you don't have the market for it.
Right, unless you're going to
distribution is very essential.
Right.
Right?
Precisely.
Because even making the music, if you don't have a distributor, you're not making any money.
Yes.
You press 300 records, you might have to end up giving them away because you have no distribution. And what essential? Promotion.
Yes.
Because if nobody hear the music, they don't go out there to buy it.
So let me stick up in here now. In terms of promotion, back in the days, you would have to hit the radio stations that were, let me just finish, that were promoting or popularizing certain artists. Today, there's social media where the kid might not be a producer per se, right? That is maybe the young artist might not be his own producer or her own producer, but they certainly know how to navigate social media space in terms of promoting.
Yes, that is one, right?
Yes, so your take on that.
But take you back to the 60s and 70s and 80s, right? when the music was big in Jamaica, right? And you used to have Jamaican music. Every month you have a Jamaican music in the British chart and stuff like that, which you don't have anymore, right? You used to only have 2 radio stations in Jamaica,
Yes.
RGR and JVC.
Right.
So if the record play in RGR, you have your radio tuned to JVC, to RGR, right? You will hear it on RGR, and if you switch, you hear it back on JVC. But in today, you have over 40 radio station in Jamaica.
Yes.
So
That's
it's
true.
hard to break a record in Jamaica on radio, where me concerned.
Right, and it seems to me that just to the extent that vinyl actually faded out and ceded that big market to digital recording, right? At the time when it did, right? It seems to me that with the advent now of social media as an entity to promote,
social media can turn you into an international singer or artist.
has been doing that.
Right? In no time,
Yes.
in no time, right? Because if you look at it now, one time it take weeks or months to get a tune, even to Brazil or England. Now it by 2 seconds, you get it.
Right.
You know, technology.
Uh-huh.
You can't fight against technology. You can't fight against
No,
technology.
you can't because
Right? So that's what it is.
it's the future. It just keeps evolving.
Keep on evolving, yeah.
Yes. So yes, it is interesting to note that vinyl is resurging as a dimension, really, certainly a dimension of the industry.
Well,
But-
I'm a distributor of vinyl.
Yes.
Yeah. I distribute over 40 different titles right now. Mostly album,
Yes.
because the album is a longer shelf. People buy album more than 45. In the, what do you call it, the Caucasian market.
White market.
Yeah.
Mhm. White people's market.
Yeah, I
yes.
don't even like call them white people because you have different type of people. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, just
But
for
in
the
the
understanding.
Caucasian market, right,
Mhm.
albums sell more.
Mhm. Mhm. And the industry has always been dominated by those players, persons of that hue.
But I want to remind people, right, because a lot of people forget that it's even the downfall of Jamaican music in Jamaica, right, is the government mash it up.
Speak your mind, brother.
Right? Because there was one time you can't send record to Jamaica unless you go jump and get a license.
You cannot send any record to Jamaica?
No,
Or
record
out of-
from Jamaica. Yeah.
Export.
Export, right? You have to go jump and get a license. So people stop press record in Jamaica
Mhm.
and go New York, London and all of them places, cut them stamp and sell them record.
Which makes complete sense.
Yeah,
Because if there's any kind of bureaucracy, and of course you have to pay for all of that. You have to pay for the license, you have to pay the shipping. So logically, if you can circumvent those bureaucratic points, checkpoints, for the enhancement of your business, so your business you cut out those costs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a fool that would not want to do that, right? So, but even by you're deeply involved in vinyl production, let me just establish this vinyl marketing. But you are seeing also a perspective in which you have to contend with all the other dimensions of recording and the marketing of music the way it is today.
Yeah, because look at dynamic sound.
Yeah.
If a man they tell me say dynamic sound will come out of business, I say I lie you tell. Sonic sound,
Yes.
right? GG. All of those guys gone. No, you know a lot of producers have record and tape, right?
Yes.
But they don't have no way
Yes.
to produce the record, to sell the record, right?
Huh.
So they have to take the plane if you can afford it and go New York or London, right? And even sell it out cheap to a producer or a record company.
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying, but the more things change, the more they actually remain the same as far as that type of recording, analog recording, is concerned. Because I myself have been a victim of that kind of transaction, where the producer would mix down those days onto a 2-track tape, mix everything down, and go find an entrepreneur out there, and would sell maybe 10, 15 different artists whose voices appeared on those productions, and sell out the package, collect his money, not a word to the artist, come back home, have a great time, and it's sometimes years before the artist
change the name of the artist.
Change the name of the artist, change the title of the song, right? So there have been many fallouts, not just that we ascribe to vinyl production, but to the business itself overall, regardless of how it was approached, whether it came to CD era, right? It has been an all-pervasive feature of the recording business. The big word, bootleg, right? And when the producer sells to the entrepreneur does what he will, because it has now become his product. So
yeah, he sell you the master, has become his property, right? Because
yes, that's it.
Most Jamaican producer does not read contract. They just look at the money and must start multiply it, and I mean, they made how much that in Jamaica.
Some of them don't bother with any contracts. They just, and it also led to violence in the past.
Yes.
When you discover that your works are out there, the producer said nothing to you, a song might run away, become a big runaway hit, and nothing was said to the local artist about his works, he gets bitter.
Well,
and I've known cases where it actually transitioned into violence.
It started that way from, remember, in the 60s and 50s when Jamaican music started, right? The producer owned everything. It was like £20 for a song. So after you go sing a song and you get it £20, you don't have nothing else to do with the song. Long after publishing come in, and up to now a lot of people don't understand publishing.
Yes, because they don't see the participation from the Jamaican side. It has never been really seen properly by most people as a business industry.
We just used to sing for you with name on radio.
At that time, yes.
And get some girls about the place and that.
Yes.
That's how the business used to run.
So the business of music has always been
we never learned the business aspect of the business.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Alright, let me make a little diversion now, Mr. Beckford. We're going to come back to vinyl because it's very interesting what has been happening and the extent to which it will have to contend with the marketplace as it stands today. In regard to your contribution to music, and you yourself, even as a youngster, you were involved with productions. There's a very popular rhythm that has become a signature rhythm for Sly and Robbie of the Taxi Gang.
That is taxi rhythm.
Yes. So do you want to tell us the origin of that rhythm? And did you get your credits? Have you been benefiting from that, the use of that rhythm over the decades? Is it a topic that you want to discuss?
Yes.
To your viewers?
Yes. That record was made. We made it 1972. Me and my cousin Black and Marwell. Okay.
Yes.
But 1972, we didn't name rhythm. It's the song.
Right.
So nobody used to say, boy, we'll get this tune a rhythm. When we make the song, we'll get a rhythm a name.
Yes.
It was just a song. Okay? So I made a song from 1972 and registered it in England. When I go to England, was in 75.
What is the name of the song?
The name of the song was Soldier Boy. We released it under two names. Ain't Got No Love and Soldier Boy.
On the same rhythm track.
And the same rhythm track. But it was a B-side of a record.
Yes, in vinyl days.
In vinyl, yeah,
yes.
it was a B-side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another song called, to remember it, Got to Be Holy.
Mm-hmm.
But we split it along the way,
Did the B-side carry the same rhythm as the A-side?
No, that when it's version. Version come a long time after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we split it and we sell a cut to a producer guy named Munchie.
Go ahead.
Munchie put Little Roy on it and did a song called Prophecy.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes.
Prophecy becomes a hit,
Yes,
right? Overshadow my song.
yes.
But I'm the original,
Right.
okay? Then you have Joe White did a version called
And when you say the song, you're talking about the song on that particular rhythm.
and that
which was
rhythm.
the first
yeah,
release.
Yeah, and the rhythm, not the
Yes,
song.
yes.
The rhythm, the rhythm track,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
So we sell a cut to a guy named Munchie. Munchie put Lukurai on it and they did Prophecy and it was a big hit.
Yes.
Okay, then we put back Joe White and it and called it Victory Dance.
So it was a rhythm. It was a rhythm track that was being widely used
Widely used, right?
Yes.
Under different names.
with different artists featured on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
A matter of fact, we got 3 artists featured on it. You got me first, Joe White, and then another guy called Jawush.
Yes.
Yeah.
And fast forward to when? When did Sly and
Hold on.
Robbie adopt
So
it?
so when Channel 1 come in place, right?
Early 70s again.
Early 70s again, right? Jojo did a version of it,
Jojo the Chinaman.
Chinaman did a version of it, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And called it Unmetered Taxi.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay? It didn't get popular at that time.
Uh-huh.
Then Sly touch it now, right? And called it Taxi.
Mhm.
And that's when it break out big.
The rhythm.
The rhythm break out big,
Right.
right? Right? So it was a controversy. Who owned it? Some call it says a foreign song, but it was no foreign song, right? It was my song. But
And your beat.
and my beat.
Because you
it was
had
my beat.
You had paid
My rhythm, there wasn't beat. My
your
rhythm.
You had paid the musicians in studio to collectively deliver that rhythm into the marketplace.
Yeah, played by Soul Syndicate.
The Soul Syndicate band. I
Yeah.
remember that band. Yes. So and what those days, I presume that it would have been at your disposal to license the rhythm. You could not license the rhythm.
No,
those
we
days?
just sell a man a cut, right? And
Yes.
you never have no, like, no, you can, if you do my rhythm, I can do a lot of things. You just version a rhythm,
Right.
right? Like how the version, most too now, is the year them play, it's either Studio One or Treasure Isle,
Yes,
you know,
man.
nobody creating
Oh
anything.
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
You know,
the
so that was it, you
Because
know.
the foundation rhythms, they cannot die. You know, they are worked throughout all generations, and I mean, there's really no end inside because of the naturality of
Well,
those
like I
rhythm
said now, so,
tracks.
you know, because when Sly did it, right, that's when it break big, right?
Yes. Did
and-
you benefit as the originator? Have you benefited?
It take
over
me a time. It take me a time because
Mm.
you have to have proper publishing.
Mhm.
Is when I started publishing with Westbury Music. Now they take it in hand.
Yes.
Yeah, because you as a just a ordinary man, you can't fight them guys and things like that, right?
Mm.
But when you have a good publisher, you know,
Yes.
with some good backings behind you, right? Them can fight anybody and say, well, this is Keeling Beckford's song. So I'm going to tell you, prove it.
Yes.
So you dig up the publishing, say, this song was published from 1972
Mhm. Mhm.
under this name, but is the same beat you did a version of.
Right. And published, as you refer to it, means releasing the song, having it on a label, having it out to the wider public. It does not. Do you mean also with the paperwork? Tell me.
You got to have the paperwork with a publisher.
So you did that from the 70s?
Yeah, from the
Which
70s.
was a very good move. So nobody could steal your rhythm.
No, a lot of people didn't know that, right? But
Um,
I learned that from a man that come from Jamaica named Ted Powder.
yes, I knew of Ted Powder. I knew of him.
Yeah. But when I went to London now, I registered
Mhm.
with Westbury Music.
Mhm. Okay.
It come a little controversy, you know, with Sly and
And yeah, this word-
different man, you know. The musician them didn't get paid, so I have to bring them in and stuff like that. but 50% of it now owned by me and Black Marwell.
Yes.
Okay?
So if you as the originator of the rhythm had to have that fight over your own material, then can you imagine the participating musicians who actually created that rhythm in the studio? As you just pointed out, it became a circumstance in which you had to be seeking out their compensation as well?
Yeah, we had to split the publishing. You got to give them 25% and slide them 25%, 5%, because with a big artist, right? Take an artist like Elvis Presley, right? Who have never wrote a song in all his life, right? If Elvis Presley gotta sing your song, you gotta give him 25% of the publishing. Else he's not gonna do it.
Right, because it is good business for you as the creator of
Popularity
material.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
One can understand that.
Yeah.
So he's coming to you from a marketing perspective, and he's right, because it is his popularity that is gonna create the
Excel the song.
Yes. Well, let us back up a little bit, Mr. Beckford. In regard to what we discussed earlier on about the persons, the artists that really people see as those that really carried the industry to the world. So I did not mean to overlook the early contributors at really the foundation of it. And many of those persons we consider as unsung heroes, which they are. So if you want to shed a little light on some of those early torchbearers whose names have been kept under to some extent.
Yes. A lot of people thought, that, Bob was the first man who did the revolutionary reggae, right? Well, you have people who, like Millie Small with My Boy Lollipop.
Yes.
Prince Buster with Wash Wash.
Wash My Troubles Away.
Okay. Even the same Lee Perry, they have a song going in the British chart, Return of Django.
Right.
Okay. Like I don't know if I did remember.
Wilfred Jackie Edwards.
Wilfred Jackie Edwards. Yeah, he have a tune called Run Run.
Yes.
Yeah, some big tune, A lot of the Pioneers with Long Shot, Kick the Bucket. Those tunes went into the British chart long before Bob Marley come, Double Barrel with Dave and Answer Collins.
Dave and Answer Collins. Answer Collins used to be a drummer.
Yeah. No, a keyboard.
I was told he was once a drummer, and that he ceded that to Sly, that he started Sly on his journey. Is that right, or is that a lie?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
As long as I know Answer Collins, he was a keyboard
player. There's
even Larry Lakins.
Right.
Yeah,
So we're talking about unsung heroes.
Yeah, a whole lot of them in London. A whole lot of them in London. Some of them end up here with me, like Rico Rodriguez.
Ended up doing what?
Living in London.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some of them from the day they went to London, they never come back to Jamaica.
Some of these youngsters might never even have heard of Desmond Dekker.
Desmond Dekker.
Yeah, was a permanent.
Desmond Dekker have the #1 tune all over Europe. Poor Me Israelite.
Yes. Entered the charts how many times?
Yeah, it was one of the biggest reggae single all
Entered
over.
the charts
Yeah.
in different periods of time. Amazing. Yes. So I guess that touches a bit on some of the unsung heroes who laid the base for the thing, for the music, for the world. Maybe did not benefit either financially or in terms of their acclaim, unfortunately.
Then I can't tell you who benefit financially, but I know a lot of them, those days the two biggest record company was Trojan Record and Island Record. I come on both of them, right? But I didn't benefit by cash.
Yes.
Yeah, but by making a name. Okay? Sometimes making the name is more important than getting the cash,
It stamps your class in the business.
Yeah.
And as has always been said in the industry, you make your name
first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you're not a name brand, then it is hard to get into the market, because the movers and shakers are going to say, but we don't know of you. But once you have a name, then it's easier to talk to them.
Definitely, because I started touring lately,
Yes.
because in my younger days I did caught up in record store and different entity of the business, but I never left reggae business, or the music business, because reggae is not the only music business I do. I'm the fourth man in the world that produce hip hop music.
Interesting, and if you see, it is very unfortunate sometimes when one story has to be told for them, which the Caucasian people, as you call them, they like to have your story to tell, because there's a sense in which many times when they misconstrue, when they are not properly informed, they are inclined to misconstrue and present a perspective that it never really was. So it is good that, because I did not know that, I never knew that your contribution to hip hop, and hip hop actually took a place in the market in the 2000s.
It started from the early 80s.
Really now?
Yeah, late 70s, like 79 going to 80s. That's when hip hop started.
Yes, but maybe it was known as something else, because I'm a musician and a recording artist, and I actually never heard the word hip hop until perhaps in the 90s. It was not a genre. What was it known as before?
It was a genre. We knew it as hip hop or rap music. Rap music. Yeah.
So in the rap, started. Yes.
It was rap music, right?
Okay.
It started by a guy named Peter Brown, and then Bobby Robinson, Sylvia Robinson, and then us.
Okay. Us who? As in the
Keeling Beckford and Phil Pratt, legendary producer.
Yes, I remember Phil Pratt as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We started with a big hit called Maximus Party. We used the
What's the
Queen
name of
song,
that hit again?
Maximus Party.
Maximus Party.
Yeah.
Interesting.
By the group called Maximus Tree.
Okay.
Yeah,
and those are Jamaicans or foreigners?
American.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were the producers?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so persons who have been guiding the music, from the background in many instances, their names are never usually called. They are the background players. Fortunately for you, you actually transitioned from being a popular artist with popular hits and especially combination to actually being a businessman. But that did not. I hope that did not stop you from recording over the years. You want to talk a bit about what you've been doing in terms of your own your own artistry while being a businessman?
Yes, I always recording and didn't stop recording. Okay, I might slow down on the marketing because I was running my record store, and then the video business coming, and I'm the first Jamaican that put Jamaican artists on video.
Interesting again, because I recall back in the days, in the 70s, there was really there were no videos being shot in Jamaica. There used to be a program of promotion on JBC that they used to call Where It's At.
Where It's At.
So in terms of visuals,
okay.
In terms of visuals,
never went out on marketing to sell in the public. I started that.
Very interesting. The music videos became a staple.
Yeah, and then it revolved into DVD.
But starting the video aspect of it, you kind of, it was this, you're not talking about on an international basis, because I'm sure that the Europeans and the Americans would have been ahead of us.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're talking about actually making
reggae music.
For reggae music.
Yeah, for
and
reggae
especially
music.
as it pertains to Jamaica.
Jamaican product.
Because by this time also other persons would have started playing reggae music. Interesting. So people need to know this, and as I was saying, it is very unfortunate when people want to tell your story for you. I'm very happy.
No, we're
very fortunate to have you still.
When people try to tell you a story, right, they never get it right, because sometimes, I tell you a story, right? We used to hang out downtown at a place called Eyeglass Rest.
I know that.
Right at Chancellor Lane.
Yes,
there
were around this there.
Mm-hmm. So when foreigner come and want to know about reggae, we used to give them some story and take some money off of them and gone. But it wasn't accurate Yeah, and then them put it together and write different story. It's just like they said Toots create reggae. When Toots come out of prison and did 54-46, reggae gone long time. I did reggae before Toots.
Interesting.
It's Clancy Eccles and Scratch Perry and Andy Cap.
Andy Cap. Was that
Linford Anderson.
Okay.
Nobody talk about those guys.
Never heard his name before. Never heard of Andy.
You ever hear a song called Papa Top Take a Sip?
Yes, yes.
That's Linford Anderson.
He was the and that was an instrumental.
Yeah, he was an engineer.
A studio engineer.
Yeah.
Okay. Because worse again, the studio engineers are hardly ever mentioned. Well, until it came to the time when still in vinyl, when they would give credits on the back of an LP. The credits would not come on 45s unless...
No, studio engineer, only on LP.
Yes. So many great studio engineers have also gone under the radar.
Yeah, because sometimes,
the contribution.
sometimes the producer not even there, is the engineer and the musician, them create the song.
And yeah, work the session. I know
The
that.
session, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But they don't get any credit. Yeah, the man who have the money, they should be executive producer. But his name is there
I
as
think
producer.
later on as the business evolved, it came to that. For example, a producer like Blackbeard was produced songs for myself. I don't know if he has ever produced any song for you. I don't know.
No, I know Blackbeard over the years, but he never produced me.
Blackbeard has always been a kind of a liaison between the big players. He would produce a lot of artists, and he would also assemble the musicians for big sessions for especially Byron Lee, Sonic
and
Sound,
Neville Lee and all of these guys,
Yes.
yeah man.
So I understand. So he would be the producer, but those guys would be the executive producers because
Yeah,
they
Lee
provide
Perry used to do that.
for with who?
He did. I'll tell you something. Lee Perry used to do that for Studio One, Joe Gibbs and all of these guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
The producer as against the sub producer as against the executive producer.
Yeah. Lee Perry run the session and do everything.
Right.
Yeah, but he didn't get no credit as producer.
But he moving into his own.
Yeah, and then he
the rest
moved
is
in his
history.
own and start. The rest is history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Lee Scratch Perry, his name is huge, and
Very big.
yes, right.
And the youth of today might not know of Lee Scratch Perry, but if they do their research,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you'll find where Lee Perry coming from a farm.
And this is very unfortunate that when you have repositories like yourself who are still alive and kicking and strong and are able to tell the tale, right, to tell the story, that people pass you over, and in the future they say, boy, you know, we should get the story from the man them who but it is too late.
They pass and
So
gone.
you have like even the Striker Lees of this world.
Striker Lee, Bunny Lee,
Yeah, he made his contribution, and I think he wrote a book.
Winston Riley and all of these
Winston
guys.
Riley, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very unfortunate.
Nobody talk about Clancy Eccles.
Clancy Eccles is his name. I'm happy that his name came up for the purposes of this interview, because I knew that he contributed greatly.
A whole lot.
You know. And that he also contributed in the political seasons as well, because
yeah.
he would have trumpeted Michael Manley's cause a lot for democratic socialism.
Socialism, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Of course, at that time it was not a very good feature of a producer to be aligned to politics, because it was a very politically hostile period. But nevertheless,
but sometimes the politician them take a song and make it them own and involve it in a
out
politics.
of your control.
Yeah, out of your control, like Better
Yes.
Must Come with Delroy Wilson.
Delroy Wilson,
He didn't
yes.
get any credit. If it's now, right, they have to get permission from the artist. But them days you could have just take a song and use it and do anything.
And you're talking about a period of time now when the artists themselves are aligning and getting on the campaign trails. You might have seen that if you watch the last election last year, you would have seen how many artists actually went on platforms with the politicians and chanted whatever it is that the politician, what that party would have been trumpeting for the public, which I don't see anything wrong with it. And it has come full circle. You don't have to, they don't hide anymore. They don't stay behind the scenes anymore.
Over the years, right, that I see a lot of artists jump on bandwagon with politicians. You have the Maxi Room, the Junior Biles and all of them things. And they don't get anything out of it, and I don't see the government do anything for reggae.
Right. So I don't know if these artists actually do it for reward, or they do it because they favor the message that the particular party is projecting.
Well, I don't know. I guess so.
And then you also have those artists who do what they call it a jingle. They do the jingle for the party, and I guess they get paid for that. Back in the days, you know, it's almost like it would have been
it's
a
promotion. They get promotion out of it.
Well, it's political promotion, which doesn't go far, just like a festival song that doesn't go very far out of the festive season, unless by dint of some, you know, kind of fortune.
Like Cherry or Baby.
Precisely. So there is a sense in which certain events, certain activities can be dated. Right? Bob Marley himself did some engagements politically that one might have thought of at the time as being dated and just for the political platform. But because of the way his story developed and the story was blown up, was so big, Bob Marley's story is so big that what he did when he joined the politicians' hands together at the One Love Peace Concert, it is not just an aside, it's a big major political and entertainment event. And in all of his stories it stands until this day, you know. But artists are not afraid of that anymore. There's no stigmatizing of any artist. You speak on whatever platform you want to, and that is how you engage at that time. Back to your mainstream artistry, and nobody's paying any mind, and that's good for the world, good for democracy.
Yes.
What do you think?
There's a lot of artists, you know, that need to get exposure, you know, because they make a lot of it. Even like myself, right? First time when I went to Europe before I started getting the circle of touring, right? And I went to a producer to put me on a show. He said, Keeling, people them know the song, but they don't know you personally, right? So I had to sing free.
I'm just trying to process that one.
Yeah, no, well, I went to London, want to be on a concert, right? The producer said, Keeling, I don't mind having you, right? I can't pay you because what happened? I don't know if you can sell tickets, right? People know your song, but they don't know you in person.
And I believe that what one should take away from that is that your song was there in this marketplace. It was very, very popular. People were dancing to it, but your image
Nobody knows.
was never projected.
Never projected.
And
right?
that's the downside to that.
Yeah.
So I can understand the
and when I got to
promoter's
Europe and
perspective.
sing free, the amount of press that I get, I couldn't even pay for that.
So the publicity helped.
Yes.
It
From that,
happens in the
I
business.
just started getting shows.
Right. Because now they know you.
They know me. And good performance, you know.
Right. And you made a good statement when you did that performance. It's very, very important.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of artists not going to do that.
Yeah, man. People have gone on shows and tours even, and have been rewarded with what you might call ice mint.
Yeah, well, I know artists I said I can get them on a show in London, you know.
Yeah.
For certain ones.
You
So, boy,
pay-
I mean, I go
you
America,
pay
I go to
dues.
England for that. I said, can you sell tickets? You think anybody will take out the money out of their pocket and give to you?
And buy a ticket to your concert when they don't know you. So they use
No,
it
you
as
gotta go out there and pay your dues, innit?
get on the platform.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
But
it.
I think you said that you wanted to say a bit more about the rhythm that has been used, the taxi rhythm. You had another bit of information in regard to that you said at the break that you wanted to come back to saying something about the taxi rhythm.
Yeah, the taxi rhythm, you know, you get lots of fight because of some people don't want to pay the publishing and all of them things, right? But we got a good publishing company that really take care of that, you know, because we can stop payment of everything, you know.
What's the name of that publishing company?
Westbury Music.
Westbury Music.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said Island Music had a hand in it at one point?
Which
Because
Sly and Robbie, yeah, with Sly and Robbie, yeah.
Yeah. So right. So Island Music it would have what they would have given. I don't. So why does Westbury music have a
See
bigger
what
say
happened, right?
than Island music?
Record company don't just give up money like that, you know.
Mm.
Because now we in a lawsuit with Trojan Record and BMG, you know, with a company called Music Justice. For all of the artists them over the years who come on Trojan Record, Trojan sell at about 3 times, you know, right? When a company sell,
But I know some of my material went there.
when
yes.
a company sell, right, there's a certain amount of money to put aside to pay artists,
Right.
but we never get paid.
Hmm. That's a part of the story as well. Yes, I have been a victim of that. And there was when Trojan was in the process of changing hands. There was one Sanctuary Music.
Sanctuary Music, yeah, and now it gone to BMG. It did change to another company, I think 3 times, I'm not sure.
So all of those original Trojan material that would have been bought from various producers out of the local music industry, they are now controlled by what entity?
BMG.
BMG, right? It's very interesting, and I believe that artists who, you know, want their proceeds to go to either themselves if they are still alive or to their estate,
But like I
that
say,
somebody should be engaged to see to that.
most of us, right, the record in those days, right, we didn't have no paperwork, right? It was like work for hire.
I know, especially the backing musicians.
Yeah, you know, so we just sing so for the love of it.
And the touring musicians until this day, they get what? They get paid per diem.
Yes, yeah, really, but some people go on tour and never make no money. Tour flop,
Yes.
you can flop, right? And the producer can run away with the money, you know, so
All of those things happen.
it's all in the game, you know.
Because unfortunately, I have witnessed quite a number of touring musicians who have actually ended up in penury. You understand? No money. Because of the fact that the tours did not yield enough. Also, you don't tour for an entire year, right? The tours are on and off.
On and off, yeah.
So your salary, your income is related to the tours that you do. What advice?
What you gotta do to make up all of that, right?
Yes.
You gotta merchandise yourself.
Meaning?
You sell T-shirts of yourself, caps, all kind of thing, music, vinyl, okay,
So
CDs.
brand yourself.
Brand yourself, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once you make a name, you brand yourself.
Brand yourself, yeah. It becomes a brand, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the Reggae Republic.
Reggae Republic.
Yes. Tell me if one should hold any optimism now with the return of vinyl as a mainstream dimension of the industry in 2026.
Well, most artists don't own them one project, right? So they might not have anything to do with the vinyl part of it. You know, it's left to the producers.
Right.
Or somebody go and bought out a producer and started to publish the songs them and things like that. And it's hard to get paid because sometimes them tell you, say, well, they didn't do no business with you, go back to the producer.
I'm not sure that fully answers what I'm trying to unearth here, because you're saying that vinyl is returning?
It's not returning, it's back.
Okay.
It's not returning,
And
it's back.
And as a main player who has never really stopped marketing vinyl, right? You're happy for that.
Yes, yes.
Should the artists who came in between, who all they know is digital recording, right? They know CD from CD to digital, other digital manufacturing of it. Should they be optimistic? Should they be happy for the return of vinyl? What advantage does it place them
They
at?
should, but see what happened. A lot of them don't know what to do because I have artists call me now, right, and want me put out them song for them on vinyl.
Yes.
But you gotta be very careful of that because sometimes you might put out a vinyl, the song don't sell, or the song sell amount of certain amount, right? And a man say, you take him tune and sell million copy. You understand
That
me?
does always happen in the
So
business.
you get bad name. So I don't want a bad name. I keep my good name, and you can press the vinyl and bring it to me. I sell it because you're gonna sell it on sales and return.
Yes.
So if you give me 500 and I sell 200, I can give you back the next 300 and pay you for your 200.
Right.
But I don't want to take your record and put it out. Press it and put it out.
Okay, they press and give to you for
And give to me. I market it for them. I know the marketing strategy.
Okay, interesting. So they can still be players in the music, but at that level they have to actually give you the commodity in a certain quota, and you give an account for what they give.
For what I sold, yeah.
So you're not very optimistic about the total return of vinyl pressing and marketing out of Jamaica, are you?
Like I said, I don't live in Jamaica, right? So the people them in Jamaica, that's what them have to get together and answer that question.
Because over the years, for example, VP Records that started downtown.
It was Randy's record.
Right.
And it go to the state and started VP.
Yeah, Randy's record,
Yeah.
yes, with Patricia and Victor.
Not Victor. Victor is New
Vincent.
York in Chin Randy's. As a matter of fact, I was the one who take over Chin Randy's record in New York City.
Interesting. You know, like I said, people will have their stories told for them and have it distorted and have things misconstrued if they don't tell it themselves. And we, as the descendants of the plantation, the African society, the transatlantic that movement that brought slaves here to Jamaica, we tend to want to repeat that negative side of our history every time by not telling our story, not documenting it properly, having other persons tell it the way they want to tell it for us. And I'm happy that you have made up your mind that as much as you can recount and as much as you can relate as to the industry past, the industry present, and the industry future, you're willing to share and to guide other persons coming up in the business, and most of all to remind them that if you do not tell your story will be told by others the way they want it told.
What happened now in the music business, right? The new people them in the business now, right? They forgot about the people them who started it, right? And give them the platform that they can make money from it now, right? You see a man, I interview a man, and you come to him and say, well, I have a story, and him look by you and say, who you is? And you might tell him, but since you're not popular right now, him just bypass you and God. But you have more to tell him more than the man who might interview now, because the man who might interview, you can tell him far back 20 years before him. Yeah. But nobody not paying you no mind. As Bonnie Leader say, you have to go out there and toot your own horn.
Yes, tell your story from your perspective.
Yes, so that's what I do. I toot my own horn. I don't wait for nobody tell my story.
Yes, it's your lived experience.
I live it.
Yes, and you want to use it to guide others, and most of all for them to preserve the proper, authentic history of how the music
of reggae music, you know.
Evolved.
Well, they come up with new different genre of music. Sometimes if you ask a man how much genre of music Jamaica have, him can't even tell you.
I know.
Right, because I hear people talk, say reggae come from here, so reggae come from there. So the man who create reggae is Clancy Eccles, right? You want to change the beat from Coxsone, because Coxsone dominate rock steady.
It's interesting again because Clancy Eccles himself, he was not an instrumentalist, right? Neither was Lee Scratch Perry, as far as I know. They did not play musical instruments, but
they create stuff out of them head.
Right, and have the musicians
play it. Yeah.
Yes, because I've been at many sessions with Lee Scratch Perry, who would rest his hand, for example, on the shoulder of the bassman and use his mouth and give him the bass line that he wanted, and that is what actually came out. You know. So I know what you're talking about. The average person would not understand it that way. I think that when you say Clancy Eccles created this beat or Lee Scratch Perry created this this strand of reggae that they actually played the keyboards, they played the bass, they played the and so it was just the feel, and then the musicians would bring out what they felt, right, and make a beat out of it, make a rhythm out of it, a rhythm structure out of it. Am I right?
Yes, definitely, yeah. But I'd like to give my company a little push, right? Keeling Records and Video, right? If it's vinyl you want, and Keeling don't have it, it's not on the planet. Right? So, any vinyl you want, you can give me a call at 718-778-9470. And Keeling will answer. If you don't get me, just leave a message.
And of course, you're in liaison with the Pinchy Kobe brand.
Pinchy Kobe brand.
You know,
and I know every distributor of reggae music over the world. Every corner of the world, I know them.
Terrific. So vinyl is alive and well, and
vinyl is back, and it's one of the biggest entity in the music industry right now. If you want to make money, you got to get involved in vinyl.
So it seems that in the culmination of this interview with Mr. Beckford, we might very well have to call him Mr. Vinyl, because you have that optimism as to what vinyl will continue to do.
I know, it's not optimistic. I know, I'm in the field, so I know, alright. Right now, you don't have much black record store no more, you know. It's Cockage and take it over, and them have warehouse of vinyl. Them don't have a liquor shop, warehouse of vinyl.
But it's a business.
Yeah.
Yes. And you're talking about what they have manufactured in recent times, or they have redone some of the old stuff. I know that
some of them, when you can't find them, you go you're on the net, they sell for lots of money. You have vinyl sell for $5,000 right now.
I know what you're talking about, because it becomes a collector's item. So these movers and shakers, they are selling current vinyl productions, yes, but they also have a treasure chest of collector's items, from Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, you name it, Burning Spear, right through. You understand?
I just released a vinyl single called Escape from Babylon. Okay, that song was done in '74 in Channel 1 studio. Never released it. Okay? And I was playing some tape and I come across it. Never remember it. Okay? And I decided, me and my producer in Spain decided to put it out. And the on-top label. And one of the biggest distributor in Europe now, and it's number 5 on the bestseller list.
That's what I mean. So you have to persevere. You never say die.
No, nothing don't die, because I tell you something.
Material, you can test it in the marketplace.
You can make a song, alright? From the 60s and the 70s, and not go on feet. And you re-release it now, and it becomes a big hit.
I know, and many people do not know that. They think that it has to be definitely current.
No, it's not generally current, because if you go to a dance, I travel and I go to all of them dances in Europe, Germany, all over, Spain and all over there. And all of the club them where I go, I never hear them play none of them new songs with them are making now. The song from the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Likewise the concerts, the big concerts in Europe.
I started touring in July with Keaton Tex, myself, and Darwin Schaefer. And we have lots of all over Europe. We're on all of the big festivals.
Right, because of the brand that you
represent,
have developed, and for what the market wants.
It's
as though that's where the credibility as to the authenticity of the music, that's where it is. That's where what people believe, and that is what defines the Jamaicanness.
Take for instance, even in Jamaica or New York, right? A man would never book me as a headliner show, But in Europe, I headline a whole heap of shows.
Right.
Yeah, because my name is strong in Europe. I got a household name in Europe.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Because I was doing an interview with a guy, and him start give me, them boost you up. Mr. Keeling Beckford, this, that, and say, oh boy, that introduction you give me, I don't think I deserve that, because him say, Keeling, you don't know. You's the main man that started video, and every house in Europe who buy used to watch a video. Have you in them house have a Jamaican video, and it's Keeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have a brand.
Yeah, I have a
So
brand
nobody
all
can
over
take-
the world.
no one
You
can
can't
take-
take that from me, you know.
Can't take that away from you. Alright, so in winding up the interview, I want to say thanks on behalf of the myself, the Reggae Republic, and the Pinchy Kobe brand for sitting in with us for this exclusive, very interesting, very profound interview, mainly about the vinyl industry, but even so, at the same time, your personal contribution to music and the evolution of the music, and your personal career as an artist yourself. So it's multidimensional, and it was good having this chat with you.
Yeah,
Mr.
and
Keeling Beckford. The last word is yours.
And I didn't even touch my career, because I wear many hats in the business, from recording artist, producer, distributor, you know, all kind of things, you know. I've done it all.
Okay.
You know, run a studio of my own and things like that. The only thing I don't do I own into the record business is a person plant, you know. But I forget some guys and put it together and find go on my own person plant now, because record can be sold at big numbers, right?
And with that knowledge, it is good that you should invest in your own pressing plant, and also have a younger player lined up to continue the business when you are no longer able to physically maintain it. I hope you have that in place.
Yes, man. Stay tuned.
All right.
Keeling Beckford will be back, and many more things to come. All right.